Have you ever felt that life's twists and turns are random, leaving you confused and uncertain about what comes next? What if I told you that nothing in your life is truly accidental? According to the insights of Carl Jung, our external world is deeply connected to our inner world. The events, encounters, and even coincidences you experience are reflections of your unconscious mind, revealing patterns and guidance that can lead you to your true path. In this speech, we will explore how the universe communicates with you through subtle signals, recurring patterns, and the lessons hidden in your challenges. You will learn to recognize that what's coming next isn't random. It is a response to your readiness, your growth, and the alignment of your inner self. By understanding this, you can move through life with awareness, purpose, and confidence, turning every experience into a step toward your destiny. You must understand something crucial: what happens in your life is rarely a matter of chance. The universe does not simply toss experiences at you randomly, hoping you will catch them or be crushed by them. There is a rhythm, a pattern, an underlying logic that governs the unfolding of your days. Everything that arrives in your life, every person, every circumstance, every opportunity, is woven into a greater tapestry. It may not make sense at first glance, and you may resist the threads, but they are guiding you toward where you need to be. When you start noticing these patterns, when you pause long enough to observe the subtle echoes of events, you begin to see that life is not chaotic. It is ordered, intelligent, and profoundly meaningful. Consider the moments when you thought something was purely coincidental. You bumped into someone unexpectedly, only to realize later that this encounter would change your path forever. You faced a situation that seemed inconvenient, frustrating, or even cruel, and yet it became the catalyst for growth you had long needed. These moments are not accidents. They are signals. The universe communicates through patterns and repetition, through synchronicity that cannot be explained by luck alone. And you must learn to read them. Not superficially, but with awareness, with reflection, with an openness to what they are truly saying. Many people move through life as though the world is random, reacting to events rather than understanding them. They feel as though they are victims of circumstance, tossed about by fate, powerless to influence what comes next. But the truth is that power is always available to you. It is available the moment you start paying attention. When you notice recurring themes, patterns of behavior, or repeating circumstances, you are given a map that can guide your next decision. If you ignore it, life will continue to present the same lessons, the same opportunities disguised as obstacles, until you are ready to see them. Recognition of patterns is not mere observation. It is participation in the dialogue the universe is holding with you. Every detail of your life, even those that feel trivial or accidental, contributes to a larger design. It may appear random, but when viewed through the lens of awareness, you can see the connections, the foreshadowing, the preparation that has been quietly taking place. When the universe nudges you with subtle repetition, an encounter you cannot ignore, a thought that will not leave your mind, a dream that repeats, these are not signs of chaos. They are invitations to pay attention, to respond, to align yourself with the trajectory that is ready to carry you forward. Ignoring them is to resist the natural order, to delay the inevitable convergence of your preparation and your opportunity. It is also essential to understand that patterns are not always comfortable. Sometimes, they come dressed as challenges, as mistakes, as situations that provoke fear or uncertainty. These are the moments when your insight is most valuable, when you can look beneath the surface and see that the chaos is actually a disguised order. When you learn to perceive the underlying structure, you no longer live in reaction, you live in participation. You begin to understand that even disappointment is a teacher, even frustration is a signal, and even loss carries a message of direction. The universe is not cruel, it is precise. It aligns events with your growth, and every detail matters. And the beauty of this realization is profound. Once you start seeing the patterns, you also start recognizing your own role in creating them. Your choices, your attention, your focus, all of these contribute to the unfolding of the tapestry. Life is not merely something that happens to you. It is something you participate in consciously. The threads are there, laid out with intention, and your awareness is the hand that can guide them into form. The more attentive you are, the more conscious you become of these threads, the more precisely your life begins to align with your deeper purpose. So, when you face what seems like randomness, pause, reflect, look beneath the surface. Seek the patterns that connect your past with your present and point toward your future. Recognize that nothing arrives in your life without reason, even if that reason is hidden from view at first. Your job is not to force understanding, but to open yourself to the intelligence of the universe, to pay attention, and to act with awareness when the signals appear. Life is not accidental. It is deliberate, intricate, and full of guidance, if only you have the eyes to see it. And once you see it, once you truly understand that what comes next for you is part of a larger pattern, you no longer fear the unknown. You no longer wait in anxiety or uncertainty. You move with clarity, with presence, and with trust in the rhythm that is guiding you. The universe has a plan, and you are not outside of it, you are woven into it. If you want, I can expand key points 2 to 6 in the same style, so you'll have a complete, flowing speech for YouTube that's around 30 or 35 minutes long. Do you want me to do that next? You must come to understand that the state of your inner world shapes the reality that surrounds you. The thoughts you harbor, the emotions you carry, the beliefs you nurture, these are not inconsequential. They are the silent architects of your experiences. Many wander through life unaware of the power of their inner state, reacting to circumstances as though they exist outside of themselves. But nothing exists outside of your perception. The lens through which you view the world determines not only what you see, but what you attract, what you manifest, and what arrives at your doorstep. Your inner life is not separate from your outer life. It is the source from which your reality flows. Consider the mind as fertile soil. The seeds you plant, your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, grow into your life. If you cultivate fear, doubt, and resentment, these will bear fruit in ways you may not anticipate, often in forms of struggle, missed opportunity, and confusion. But if you nurture clarity, courage, and hope, your actions, decisions, and experiences will begin to reflect that cultivation. Life is not a random series of events, it is a reflection of your inner state. The challenge is that many do not recognize the connection. They blame circumstances for their unhappiness. They attribute their lack of progress to external factors, all while the true source lies within. Awareness of this power is the first step toward mastery. It is not enough to simply hope for change or wish for better circumstances. You must look inward. Observe your habitual thoughts, notice your emotional reactions, and question the assumptions that guide your behavior. Patterns will emerge. You may find that certain fears or beliefs repeatedly dictate your choices, or that recurring feelings of limitation prevent you from taking the actions necessary for growth. These are not coincidences, they are signals, indicators of what must be addressed within before you can influence what is coming to you without. Your inner state shapes perception, and perception shapes action. When you feel confident, capable, and centered, your decisions reflect that strength. Opportunities that once seemed invisible or inaccessible now reveal themselves. When you are aligned internally, the world responds as if it recognizes your readiness. Conversely, when doubt dominates your mind, indecision clouds your vision, and fear contracts your energy, you may find doors closed repeatedly, not because life is cruel, but because your inner vibration is not yet in harmony with what is ready to manifest. The universe is not punishing you, it is simply reflecting the state of your being. This is why self-awareness is not a luxury, it is a necessity. You cannot navigate the currents of life effectively without understanding your own mind. The thoughts you allow to dominate, the emotions you indulge, the beliefs you reinforce, They all shape the trajectory of your path. And here is a subtle truth. Much of this influence operates beneath the surface. Unconscious patterns quietly steer your life, often without your notice. Dreams, intuition, gut feelings, recurring thoughts. These are glimpses into the deeper currents of your psyche, messages from your own inner world that guide you toward alignment or warn you of dissonance. Paying attention to them is not mystical, it is practical. It is the way the mind communicates what the heart is ready to manifest. The alignment of your inner state is not a passive process. It requires attention, reflection, and intentional cultivation. You must choose what thoughts you entertain, what emotions you allow to dominate, and what beliefs you nurture. You must confront the fears that limit you, the resentments that weigh you down, and the doubts that cloud your clarity. The moment you begin this work, your external world begins to shift. The chaos becomes more navigable, the challenges more instructive, and the opportunities more apparent. You begin to notice that life is responsive, that your inner world and outer reality are entwined in a constant dance, and that mastery of your inner state produces mastery of your path. And understand this: readiness is everything. Life presents what you are prepared to receive, not necessarily what you desire superficially. The inner state of clarity, confidence, and openness acts as a magnet, aligning you with what is coming next. When you cultivate this inner harmony, you no longer stumble blindly into circumstances, you move purposefully, and the universe meets you halfway. The invisible threads of your inner life begin to weave seamlessly into your outer experience, and you realize that the power to shape what is next is always within reach. You cannot underestimate the potency of self-knowledge, reflection, and inner alignment. The state of your mind, heart, and soul determines the course of your life more than luck, timing, or external forces ever could. When you understand this, when you act on this, you realize that what comes next is not arbitrary. It is a response to the quality of your inner world. And once you embrace this truth, once you begin to cultivate your inner state with awareness and care, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstance. You become an active participant in the unfolding of your life, and the path before you begins to clarify itself in ways you had never imagined. Your inner state is the compass that points the way forward. If you want, I can continue with key point 3 in the same style, so the speech continues seamlessly. Do you want me to proceed with that? You must understand that the challenges you face are not punishments, and the obstacles that appear in your path are not accidents. They are not signs that the universe is against you, nor are they proof that life is unfair. Every difficulty, every trial, every moment of discomfort carries with it a message. It is a clue, a signal, a compass pointing toward what you need to learn, to confront, and ultimately to become. Most people resist this idea. They see challenge as something to avoid, as an unwelcome interruption to the life they think they should have. But those who understand the rhythm of life know that challenge is guidance, not opposition. Think about the times in your life when something went wrong, when doors closed, relationships fractured, plans failed. At the moment, it may have felt like an injustice, a cruel twist of fate. Yet with reflection, you begin to see the subtle lessons hidden within. That failure may have forced you to develop resilience. That heartbreak may have revealed the depth of your capacity to love. That career setback may have nudged you toward an opportunity you never would have considered otherwise. Life has a way of disguising its guidance, wrapping it in difficulty until we are ready to notice it. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin to ask, "What is this teaching me? What opportunity is hidden within this situation?" Challenges are rarely obvious in their purpose. They demand attention, patience, and reflection. They require you to look beneath the surface, to see not the discomfort, but the instruction. Each obstacle is a mirror, reflecting back the parts of yourself that are ready to grow, the blind spots that must be illuminated, the strengths that must be exercised. When you start reading life in this way, What once seemed random becomes meaningful. What once seemed unfair becomes purposeful. You must also understand that challenges are often tailored to you, not generic experiences handed out to everyone equally. Your struggles are unique to your path, designed to bring out in you the qualities that are essential for the next stage of your journey. They are calibrated to your current state of readiness. This is why some people face certain hardships early in life, while others encounter them later. Life is sensitive to timing, and the lessons you are given are aligned precisely with what you are capable of absorbing, understanding, and transforming. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is arbitrary. Many shy away from difficulty seeking comfort, avoiding confrontation with discomfort or uncertainty. But the universe rarely rewards avoidance. It rewards engagement, courage, and curiosity. To face challenge is not merely to endure it, it is to actively extract its lesson, to allow it to shape you into someone capable of receiving what is next. Every challenge carries a blueprint for growth. When you are willing to examine it, to lean into it rather than recoil, you unlock the wisdom embedded within it. You begin to see that the obstacles themselves are not enemies, but guides. It is important to recognize that the lessons of challenge are cumulative. Each difficulty builds upon the last, weaving a tapestry of skill, strength, and understanding. What you once could not endure becomes manageable. What you once could not comprehend becomes clear. Life's obstacles are not punitive, they are preparatory. They condition you, align you, and refine you. The pain is not meaningless. It is the shaping force that molds your readiness for what is to come. Those who embrace challenge as guidance rather than punishment discover an unexpected power. They learn to move through life with eyes wide open, seeing opportunity where others see threat, growth where others see failure, and wisdom where others see confusion. And remember, challenges do not last forever. They are temporary, fleeting, and often perfectly timed. They enter your life to provoke growth, and they leave once their message has been received. Yet, many cling to the discomfort, holding on to fear, regret, or resentment long after the lesson has passed. To engage fully with the clue, to extract the wisdom, and let it shape your understanding, is to free yourself from unnecessary suffering. This is the alchemy of life, transforming adversity into insight, difficulty into guidance, confusion into clarity. The moment you begin to perceive challenges in this way, the world changes for you. You stop being a passive observer of misfortune and become an active participant in your own growth. You begin to see that life is not random, that setbacks are not arbitrary, and that the universe communicates through these very moments. The message is always the same. What appears difficult is in service of what is coming next. Your ability to decode the guidance hidden in challenges determines the speed, clarity, and depth with which you advance along your path. Every obstacle is a doorway, every challenge a teacher, and every struggle a signpost. When you learn to read them, you no longer fear the unknown. You understand that the difficulties you encounter are exactly the preparation you need. Your struggles are not mistakes, they are the map. If you want, I can now expand key point 4 in the same style, keeping the speech flowing naturally toward completion. Do you want me to proceed with that? You must realize that your past is not a series of disconnected events, a random assortment of triumphs and failures. Every experience you have lived through, every choice you have made, every moment of joy and pain has been preparing you for what is coming next. It is easy to look back and see certain moments as mistakes, as wasted time, or as setbacks, but in truth, they are the building blocks of your future. Life has a way of gathering your experiences, weaving them together into a framework that supports the next phase of your journey. What you have been through was never wasted, it was always preparation. Think about the times you faced failure, disappointment, or heartbreak. In those moments, it may have felt as though you were moving backward, as though life had betrayed you. Yet when you reflect on the arc of your journey, you begin to see how those very experiences equipped you with strength, wisdom, and insight. Each challenge you endured was a lesson in resilience, each loss a lesson in clarity, each difficulty a lesson in patience. The universe has a way of ensuring that nothing happens without purpose, even if that purpose is not immediately apparent. Your past is like a teacher that operates quietly, sometimes sternly, sometimes gently, always guiding you toward readiness for what lies ahead. Every skill you have learned, every insight you have gained, every emotional breakthrough you have achieved has been a preparation for the doors that are now ready to open. Life's lessons are cumulative. You may have stumbled many times, yet each stumble has taught you balance. Each setback has taught you strategy. Each period of waiting has taught you patience. These experiences converge into a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. You carry all of this with you, whether consciously or unconsciously, and it shapes how you perceive opportunities, how you respond to challenges, and how you move toward your purpose. It is important to see that your past is not a weight to hold you down, but a foundation to build upon. Too often, people carry regret, resentment, or self-blame as though these feelings will somehow protect them from future pain. But in reality, they obscure the very lessons your life has been offering. When you release the need to judge your past harshly, you begin to see it for what it truly is: a preparation, a roadmap, a silent mentor. You start to notice patterns, to recognize how one experience naturally led to another, and how each moment of growth was always leading you toward readiness for something greater. Even the mistakes you have made, the choices you regret, carry with them vital information. They reveal what does not serve you, what boundaries must be respected, and what clarity is necessary for wiser decisions. Each misstep is an opportunity to refine your judgment, to strengthen your discernment, and to cultivate patience with yourself. The universe is meticulous in its preparation. Every event, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, contributes to the accumulation of experience that will support your next chapter. Nothing is wasted, and nothing occurs in isolation. You must also recognize that preparation often unfolds invisibly. There may be long periods when it feels as though nothing significant is happening, when life seems stagnant or uneventful. These periods are not empty. They are quietly assembling the skills, insights, and relationships that will become essential in the future. Patience and awareness are required to understand this rhythm. What is happening beneath the surface may be more important than the events you see unfolding in the moment. Life is always preparing you, and it often does so with subtlety and discretion, ensuring that when the time comes, you are ready. And the beauty of this realization is profound. Once you understand that your past is preparing you for your future, you stop resisting it. You stop wishing things had been different or longing for a life you imagined. You start to see that every experience, good or bad, has been essential to your readiness. You begin to move forward with trust, knowing that the foundation beneath you is solid, built from lessons learned, wisdom gained, and strength earned. The experiences of your past are not chains. They are the wings that will carry you to what is next. Your journey is a continuous unfolding, a preparation for the moments yet to come. Life does not present you with opportunities arbitrarily. It presents them according to the readiness your past has cultivated. And when you finally recognize this, you step into your path with confidence, clarity, and purpose, knowing that every step you have taken has been guiding you exactly where you need to be. Your past has always been preparing you for what is coming next. I can now expand key point 5 in the same style, so the speech continues seamlessly and naturally toward completion. Do you want me to proceed with that? You must learn to trust the subtle signals the universe sends you, for they are often the most precise guidance you will ever receive. These signals do not always arrive in obvious ways. They are quiet, fleeting, and easy to overlook. A thought that repeats itself, a sudden feeling of clarity, an encounter that feels coincidental. These are not accidents. They are whispers from the universe, guiding you toward what you are ready to embrace next. Yet, So many dismiss them as trivial or imaginary, failing to recognize their profound importance. Life communicates constantly, but it asks that you be attentive, that you cultivate awareness, and that you notice the moments that most people simply pass by. Think of intuition as the language of preparation. It is not mystical, it is practical. It is the mind and spirit perceiving patterns, subtle alignments, and the threads connecting your past, present, and future. When you ignore intuition, you risk missing the very signs that could lead you to opportunity, clarity, or growth. When you heed it, however, you discover a rhythm in your life, a flow in which events begin to align in ways that feel effortless. These signals are not random. They are calibrated to your readiness, waiting for you to notice, to respond, and to act. You must also understand that timing is everything. Often, the signals you receive appear before the opportunity itself manifests. You may feel nudged, prompted, or pulled toward a direction, long before the circumstances align externally. This is not a coincidence, it is preparation. The universe is giving you the chance to orient yourself, to cultivate the mindset, the skills, and the clarity necessary for what is coming. Ignoring these early signals is like walking past a signpost that could have guided you safely along a path full of twists and turns. They are invitations to readiness, and your willingness to respond determines how smoothly your path unfolds. These subtle signals often come in forms that challenge your perception. You may experience dreams that linger in memory, feelings of unease that demand reflection, or repeated synchronicities that cannot be dismissed as chance. Each of these is a message, a guidepost pointing you toward alignment. They are not directives to control every outcome, but rather invitations to pay attention, to listen, and to act with awareness. The universe does not impose its guidance forcefully. It offers it subtly, requiring discernment, courage, and observation on your part. Those who learn to see these signals develop a heightened sensitivity to life's rhythm, and they move forward with a sense of certainty that others often lack. It is also essential to recognize that these signals are personalized. They are not generic messages for the masses. They are tailored specifically to your path, your timing, and your readiness. What appears to one person as a coincidence may appear to another as nothing at all. The universe communicates uniquely with each individual, using the patterns, experiences, and capacities that are specific to them. This is why self-awareness is indispensable. The more attuned you are to your own inner state, the more clearly you can perceive and interpret these signals. Clarity of mind and openness of heart are the tools through which the guidance becomes visible. Ignoring these subtle cues carries a cost. When you discount the quiet signals, you may find yourself repeatedly facing the same challenges, missing opportunities, or taking longer to reach your goals. Life will often repeat the lesson in different forms until it is recognized and integrated. By contrast, when you cultivate attentiveness, you begin to notice patterns, align with timing, and act in ways that feel effortless, natural, and precise. It is not magic. It is alignment. You become capable of responding with insight rather than reacting with uncertainty, and the path ahead becomes increasingly coherent. There is also an element of trust involved. Trust is not passive, it is active. To trust the signals is to act upon them, even when you cannot fully understand the outcome. It is to move forward with awareness, guided by intuition and aligned with preparation. You will never have complete certainty, but complete certainty is not required. The signs are there, and they are sufficient for you to act. Hesitation, doubt, and overanalysis often cloud the clarity that these signals provide. To act with awareness, even imperfectly, is to honor the guidance you receive and to accelerate the arrival of what is coming next. Once you learn to notice and respond to these subtle signals, life transforms. Opportunities begin to appear in ways that feel synchronistic. Challenges present themselves as lessons rather than obstacles. Paths that once seemed hidden or inaccessible open with remarkable ease. The quiet nudges, the repeated thoughts, the coincidences, all begin to make sense as part of an intricate pattern, a network of preparation that aligns your readiness with the timing of life. Your attention to these signals is not incidental, it is essential. They are the compass that points you toward your next step. If you want, I can now expand key point 6 in the same style, completing the speech so it flows naturally and is ready for a 30-35 minute motivational video. Do you want me to proceed with that? You must understand that you are not a passive observer in the unfolding of your life. The future is not something that happens to you as if you were merely along for the ride. You are an active participant, shaping what comes next through your choices, your mindset, and your actions. Many people fall into the illusion that life is something that simply occurs, that circumstances dictate their path, and that their role is limited to reacting. But in truth, the universe responds to you. It mirrors your internal state, reflects your readiness, and aligns with your intentional actions. You are always co-creating with the forces that guide your path, whether you realize it or not. Consider the way your internal clarity interacts with opportunity. When your mind is focused, your heart is open, and your intentions are clear, you naturally attract circumstances that resonate with that alignment. The opportunities that appear are not random. They are a reflection of the preparation you have cultivated within yourself. Conversely, when your thoughts are scattered, your emotions conflicted, and your focus unclear, life mirrors that confusion. Doors may appear closed, chances may pass unnoticed, and progress seems slow or impossible. Understanding that your inner state shapes your experience is a form of power. It is the power to influence what is coming next, to move from reaction to creation. Action is the essential bridge between awareness and manifestation. Recognizing the patterns, listening to subtle signals, and understanding your past are all necessary, but without action, they remain abstract. Life responds to engagement. The universe cannot deliver fully to passivity. You must step forward with courage, with deliberate intent, and with clarity. Even small actions, when aligned with your inner readiness, produce disproportionate results. The key is not to wait for perfect conditions, but to act in alignment with the guidance that has already been preparing you. Each step you take, each decision you make, is a brushstroke on the canvas of your unfolding future. It is also essential to recognize that alignment requires consistency. One isolated moment of clarity will not shift the trajectory of your life if it is not reinforced by deliberate, ongoing engagement. Your thoughts, your choices, and your actions must resonate together, creating a pattern that the universe can respond to. Life is intelligent in its design, but it requires coherence from you. When your inner state and your outward actions harmonize, what is coming next aligns seamlessly with your readiness, and opportunities arrive with clarity and precision. You are no longer caught in random circumstance, you are moving within a rhythm that is uniquely yours. The power of being an active participant is also evident in the way you face uncertainty. Life is never entirely predictable, and the future is never fully known. Yet, by acting consciously, by cultivating alignment and responding to subtle signals, you position yourself to navigate uncertainty with confidence. You do not need to see the entire path ahead to move forward. You only need to be present, aware, and intentional in the steps you take. The universe responds to this readiness. Every intentional action resonates with opportunity, and every moment of alignment builds momentum toward what is coming next. It is important to recognize that the universe does not demand perfection, nor does it wait for you to be flawless before responding. What it does demand is awareness, participation, and a willingness to engage with life consciously. Mistakes, missteps, and moments of hesitation are not failures. They are part of the ongoing dialogue between you and your unfolding path. Each moment provides feedback, a chance to adjust, refine, and continue moving forward. Life is responsive, and when you understand this, you no longer feel powerless. You see that your readiness, your courage, and your clarity influence the way your path unfolds. Every choice, every act, every decision shapes the alignment of your life. You are constantly participating, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you act with awareness, the patterns of your past, the lessons of your challenges, and the subtle signals of the universe converge in ways that amplify your progress. The doors that once seemed closed begin to open, the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to yield, and the path before you becomes illuminated by your own intentionality. You realize that what comes next is not arbitrary, it is a reflection of the coherence you bring to your inner and outer world. And so, you must embrace the truth that your life is a partnership between your awareness and the universe. You are not waiting for life to happen, you are co-creating it. Your readiness, your clarity, and your willingness to act are the forces that shape what is coming next. Life is not a series of random events, it is an intelligent, responsive process, and you are at its center, fully capable of guiding it with intention and presence. You are not merely moving through life, you are shaping it,